Hello, so this is the notes for BB8. BB7 is the step we need to get to in order to solve these. So we'll do 3 here. The hard part about this is recognizing which factoring methods to use. So starting out here, if we look, we see this new equation with the squared and the variable. We've never seen that before. But we have, if I cover up this and I just look at that, we've seen that, and what we know is we can factor that. So if I look at that, the type of factoring you can do for this one is GCF. Why? They both have an n in common. So I'm just going to try it. If I GCF out an n, I get n minus 19 equals 0. That goes back to AA2, which we've done before. Now if I look at it, this is exactly like BB7. I have two terms multiplying the equal 0. The zero's product property applies, and I can set them both equal to 0. First, n I'm going to set equal to 0, and then n minus 19 equals 0. I add 19 over, and I get n equal to 19. So my answers are 0 and 19. Coming down to the next problem, I look at that and I go, okay, well, let me try a GCF on that. They don't have s's in common, and they don't have any numbers in common other than 1, so I can't do GCF. But we have seen quadratics like this that we know how to factor using MAF. So I'm going to try MAF on this. And this is nothing new. We did MAF on quadratics like this before, and you're just going to do exactly what you did before, and let's see what we get. So if I do m, it's always going to be this term by itself is going to be what these two numbers I'm looking for multiply to be. They multiply to be 24 and add to be negative 14. So I'm not going to pull up the factor sheet. I'm just going to list these. These are all the factors of 24. 3 and 8, 6 and 4. And I am looking for the two factors that multiply to be 24 and add to be negative 14. Well, first off, since they multiply to be positive and to be negative, they both have to be negative. So I'm going to make these all negative. And of course, you can do this in your head or write it down. So I look and I go, if I add these two, that would add up to negative 25. That's not what I want. I want negative 14, so that's not it. I add these two, it gives us negative 14, and that's what we want. So our two factor terms are negative 2 and negative 12. Now, for this type quadratic, when we have factors, we just go straight to our factorization. We have our two factor terms, variable minus 2, variable minus 12 equals 0. This is exactly the same as, like, imagine covering this part up and you just have this, and I said factor. You would do this, and then you'd write this out. But now it's just set equal to 0. And now this is exactly like BB7. Set both equal to 0. Add 2 to get s equal to 2. Here, set this equal to 0. Add 12. S equals 12. And that would be your answer, 2, 12. So like I said, these two problems are exactly the same type idea where we factor first and then set our factors equal to 0 and solve. The hard part about this is recognizing which method of factoring we're going to use. The three types you will see, from 1 to about 50 or 1 to about 60 on IXL, you're going to see these two, where it's either going to be a GCF if it has like just two terms in it, and they'll both have a variable at the minimum in common, then you do GCF. If you have three terms like this where the third one's a constant, then you're going to use MAF. Once you get up into the 60s, you're going to see quadratics like this. If you look at this, we don't have a GCF. 3, 13, 14. GCF is 1. That's not helping us at all. Factoring on 1 doesn't change this. And they don't have a y in common. So we have to use MAF for this. Now this is the more challenging MAF. When this number is greater than 1, then this m is not going to be the third number. It's going to be that times that. So 3 times 14 gives us 42. And then the middle term, negative 13, like always. This middle term is always our a. So we got to find the factors of 42 that add to be negative 13. This is again an example where they're both going to be negative, so I'm going to list these out. And again, you could just look at your factor sheet for factors of 42. And we got that. Was it 21? Yeah, 21. 21 times 2 gives you 42. We got 13 and 4. And then we got -6 and -7 as our possibilities. So which ones of these add to be -13? These would add to be -43, so that's gone. These would add to be -23, so that's gone. These would add to be -17. These right here add to be -13. Multiply to be 42 and add to be -13. Those are the terms we want. Now, when we have this type of quadratic, we need to use the Punnett square. So 3y squared goes here. The last number, 14, goes here. And then the middle number of -13y gets broken up into -6y and -7y. This is absolutely no different than what we did before. It's just in the context now of solving these equations. So now, there you go back to your Punnett square mind. I need to factor this out. I look at that. I think I'm going to go right here. I have a 7 and a 14. That seems fairly easy to factor. I need to factor out a -7. How do I know that's negative? Well, if I'm doing GCF on these, I mentioned this way at the beginning when we did this. I don't see it too often. If you don't get this, that's fine. I could have factored out here. In fact, after I do this, I will show you how to factor out this. Well, what I'm trying to say is, whenever you have two terms in your GCFing, if the first term is negative, you want to pull out the negative. Okay, so I'm going to erase this. Let's say if you don't like that, you could have done this. You could have GCF'd that right here. Okay, 3 and 6, they have a 3 in common, and they also have a y in common, so I have a y. Okay, well, let's just say, coming back to here, let's just say I have this -7. Now I want to find the rest of it. Well, I can go with these up here. -7 times what? It's going to be as +14. That's going to be a -2. And now we can find either of these in either order. How about I go up here? -7 times what gives us -7y. I need the y there. And now I can use either of these to find this one. I'll go ahead and use this -2. It seems pretty simple. -2 times what is going to give us -6y. And that would be 3y. And now I got to check the ones that I didn't use to figure out. Let's see if it works. 3y times y gives us 3y squared. And that's correct. So now I have the factorization of 3y minus 7, y minus 2. It's not by itself. It's set equal to 0. And now I can set both of those using just like BB7. Set both of those equal to 0 and solve. How do I do that? It's just a basic Algebra 1 multi-step equation. Add 7 over, divide by 3. And my first answer is 7 over 3. Over here, I add 2 to both, and I get y equal to 2, and my answer is 2.